Kingdom of Morocco is at the crossroads of Africa, Europe and the Arab world. Thanks to its political and economic stability, its dynamism, in the envy of many emerging countries, with its 15 international airports, a vast highway network, its 14 ports including the big port of Tangier Med, and soon the first high-speed train in Africa, it is equipped with all the necessary infrastructure to fulfill its ambitions. Highly engaged in the promotion of renewable energies, the kingdom has the North Solar Plant in Ouarzazate, which is on the track of becoming one of the leading solar plants in the world. The sun, its landscapes and its inhabitants hospitably attract upwards to 10 million tourists annually. Morocco is also a force to be reckoned with in the mining sector. The leading exporter of phosphates worldwide, it is also the leading producer of silver and barytine in Africa, and is ranked second in the continent for lead and zinc, and third for cobalt. If anybody knows the potential of the Moroccan mining sector, it is definitely the president of Maya Gold and Silver, who has developed the largest mines in the kingdom and West Africa. It is under his leadership that the Canadian company, listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, decided to expand its presence in Morocco. In the continuum of the gold exploration project in Amsmes, launched in 2009. Today, it counts 5 sites in Morocco. Zgounder was the first to have started production. Soon, on the basis of the pre-established schedule, it will be the turn of the former mines of Boumadine and Zgounder, previously shut down a few years ago when metal prices had declined. Today, the context is favorable for mining development, and Maya Gold and Silver rightly hold high ambitions for its endeavors in Morocco.
Le cash généré par l'opération Zgounder va nous permettre de continuer notre programme de développement.
This confidence in the future is shared. ONH-YM, the state company that oversees the upgrade of mines and hydrocarbons in Morocco, is a 15% partner of Maya Gold and Silver for the Zgounder and Boumadine mines. Halfway between the ramparts of Taroudant and the Kasbah of Ouarzazate is Talouine, the capital of saffron, the red gold. After another hour driving through the Atlas Mountains, we discover the Zgounder silver mine, nestled at the valleys of Jbel Siroua and the Toubkal mountain. This rugged scenery is the setting of a long process that took place over the course of millions of years and gave light to the mineral wealth upon which entire sectors of our economy are based. Silver mining operations had begun between the 8th and 12th century, and this mine had shut down in 1989 due to the decline of silver metal prices. In 2013, Maya Gold and Silver took up the challenge of relaunching it in an 18-month timeframe. The challenge was met. The mine reopened on September the 20th, 2014.
With Maya Gold and Silver, it's important because it's a good example. They started their project many months ago, and it was, for me as a minister, a good project, since there is first production of silver with a high quality, and secondly, many jobs. We're talking about at least 100.
The reopening of the mine required an investment of $20 million for its acquisition, its rehabilitation, reconditioning, and part of its development. The Zgounder site covers a surface area of 16 square kilometers. From these mountains, at an altitude of 2,200 meters, the Maya Gold and Silver teams produce 1.5 tons per month of silver ingot, generating an annual turnover of approximately $10 million.
Ici à la mine de Zgounder, nous disposons d'une équipe jeune, dynamique, qui a une expérience dans le domaine minier. Et nous avons à notre disposition tous les moyens nécessaires et indispensables pour atteindre les meilleures performances souhaitées.
It is difficult to imagine that in these mountains, men do their very best to wrest from nature what will eventually become a precious metal ingot. Every day, 200 tons of rocks are extracted from the drifts of the Zgounder mine. 1 ton of this mineral can produce an average of 300 grams of silver. But the road is long and laborious before the metal is extracted from these blocks of stone. They need to be patiently crushed, grinded, to be reduced into tiny particles which are then mixed with cyanide, enabling the hardening of the silver. The mixture must be washed and re-washed in a series of thickeners. Then it needs to be filtered to obtain silver precipitate. After the drying of this material is completed in an oven, we finally reach our goal. Heated at 1000 degrees, the silver flows, incandescent and fascinating. Then, within a few minutes, it solidifies and takes the shape of an ingot, bearing the promise of the earth. These bars, graded between 98 and 99% of silver, then travel a long way under high-level security to a refiner in Switzerland, a client of Zgounder mine since its startup. Throughout the process, quality control is carried out using the high-performance equipment of the mine's laboratory, like atomic absorption and fusion copulation.
L'objectif du contrôle qualité à l'usine de Zgounder, c'est la maîtrise de fabrication de l'argent sur les 3 niveaux, qualité, sécurité, environnement. Notre production se fait conformément au cahier de charge de l'environnement en respectant les recommandations de l'étude d'impact réalisée au démarrage de la mine.
Determined to boost its performance, Maya would change its method by introducing a flotation process, whilst tripling the pace of the mine as of the 4th quarter of 2017. The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, EBRD, is entirely funding this major project, which, following a complete due diligence, meets its requirements in terms of sustainable, environmental and social development. Environmental protection is important for Maya Gold and Silver. The dike constituted by the mine's tailings is set up according to stringent rules recommended in the field. More than 120 people work at Zgounder, rotating 24/7 in a totally secure area. On average, the employees are aged below 30 years old. This constantly enhanced human capital is a valuable asset for the company and its future projects.
À Maya, nous avons beaucoup de projets de développement dans le pipe. À court terme, nous sommes déjà sur le projet de flotation pour la mine de Zgounder. Ce projet, qu'on compte démarrer en septembre 2017, est fortement générateur de profit. À moyen terme, nous sommes beaucoup plus sur le projet Boum'adine, notamment pour le faire avancer sur la partie pilotage du process. C'est pour ça que nous formons nos ressources humaines au sein de la mine de Zgounder.
Omar comes from a small village in the vicinity of Zgounder, just like 95% of the employees who work on site. When the mine closed down, he found himself without employment. The reopening of the mine gave him a job, and which contributed to the revival of the local economy. For Maya Gold and Silver, the women and the men are resources that are just as valuable as the silver of Zgounder. To preserve them, Maya offered them social, medical, and professional coverage that's appreciated in the mining sector.
Notre premier objectif, c'est d'assurer la sécurité sociale de nos salariés. Pour arriver à cela, en fait, on s'est inscrit dans un package de police d'assurance, que ce soit la responsabilité civile, l'accident de travail, la multirisque, et même on a opté tout ce qui est maladie professionnelle.
In Zgounder, Maya Gold and Silver is convinced that this is the only first chapter for a long story in the writing, because from a geological standpoint, the site, described today as new, should conceal many pleasant surprises.
D'après la campagne de sondage que nous avons réalisée dernièrement, que ce soit vers l'est ou bien vers l'ouest, nous avons obtenu de bons résultats.
Bearing these convictions in mind, the members of the management board of Maya Gold and Silver look to the future with confidence. Their high ambitions on the global markets are not fueled by dreams only, but also by concrete projects and a vision for the future.
Maya Gold and Silver has launched its first mining operation, Zgounder Silver Mine, in September 2014. And now is preparing its extension. Hence, the company is demonstrating actively to its partners and shareholders its ability to respect its commitments and the promising performances. In this sense, the start of Boumediene mine in the near future will introduce definitively the company amongst the most dynamic mining groups in Morocco and in Africa.